Spot in CEVO Pro Season 7. Our first map here is getting started right now on Cash. Fenix will be taking the side of the T's. Incursion will take the CT side. And with the timer running down right now and the players are moving outside of their spawns, we're getting to it. Let's take a look.
Yep, so we are having pretty much all of Fenix lining up outside the A bomb site right now. We have 3 players stacked inside A for Incursion, while 2 are playing B. Pretty aggressive. I mean, Pauly's really pressing up to get information, so this means that these 3 guys can stay A all day long because Pauly's already flanking through. Now you already see Mark rotating through CT spawn. So they're going to be really quick to jump on top of this. MCE at the forklift with the USP, already popping off a couple of headshots there, but Silent and Emong trade to the advantage and get that bomb down to play it into now a 2 versus 3 retake for Incursion.
We're going to see once again Mark along with Pauly going to have to try and work this. Pauly manages to find his way in there, gets a nice amount of damage on a Silent, but not able to take him out just yet. So now the guys on Fenix are hitting quite well, and this is going to have to be a push from Incursion if they do want to take this round somehow. Nice play there as we get a headshot from Mark on a Justin. Mark also is going to be able to take down Silent. It's all up to Emong now to hold on, and the guys on Incursion need to make this play happen very quickly. Not sure if Emong heard the defuse, but at the same time, they need to actually complete that as Emong sitting patiently within this smoke at the moment. He pops out, but Pauly there to defend his teammate, and I think we're just...
They're not having enough time.
Oh, it's not going to have enough time. And their bomb is unfortunately off there. So Fenix will take the first round.
What a huge mistake from Incursion. I think you have to just attack that guy. You just can't let that dude sit inside the smoke and creep out on you at some point. I mean, did they not know he was quad? I thought they exchanged shots, so I thought they knew he was there.
I think the whole time he had been sitting in that smoke, not moving a muscle.
Okay,
again,
so
they were just confused. Okay. I mean, there was definitely a lot of action going on there.
I know they got...
He stopped his defuse there, too, in the middle of that, so that actually, basically allowed them to win the round because of that. I think had he not have stopped the first defuse, they would have won it.
I think I was just trying to figure out if they knew that Emong was there. I think maybe they didn't because they did get a kill on someone else who was quad, so maybe they didn't think they double-stacked quad, so when they got the 1 kill on a quad player, I guess they figured it was clear. And so they were just kind of looking all over the place for Emong and couldn't quite figure out where he was. And so therefore Emong was able to sneak out and, like you said, get that kill halfway in between the defuse, or at least get some shots off and kind of set up a bad timing on that defuse. So, good heads-up play there by Emong. I thought Incursion actually had some good positioning there. They were able to stack the A-bomb site with 3 players and had Mark on a quick rotate, but just couldn't win those exchanges when it came down to the execution. And because of that, you are going to go ahead and see Fenix, get those Galeals in, as well as an AK SMGs coming out as well against just the Deagles and 5.7s of Incursion. And Ryan has already gone down, so Fenix has that 5-on-4 advantage with a lot of time to play around with here, as they do have full mid control at this point.
The rest of Fenix here at the moment playing mid, but now going to rotate inside of the vents here. Quick play onto the B side. It's going to be up to Mark to hold things off, but it's going to start off not so well for Mark here at the very least, as he's going to take a lot of damage here, down to only 30 HP, and Emong comes in to finish things off. Pauly, however, will not go down without a fight, and we do see Pauly taking one more with him before Silent is able to eliminate him, as well as Whitmer. And once that's finished, it's going to be another quick round here for Fenix as they take out the remainders from Incursion and bring it up to 2-zip.
Yeah, just, exercising full mid-control there and getting a pick, just forcing Incursion to split the bomb sites in 2 players in each, and then from there, just, of course, having the gun advantage and being able to execute really easily into that B bomb site to close out the round. You're going to see Incursion, pretty much on the safe here. That we have Mark, who spent $300 on a 250, the 5.7 coming in from Pauly. Other than that, I guess Pauly also bought armor, so other than that, there's no real investment here. So, of course, we're just looking to, be economical and get that buy-in in the next round. So this should be a 3-0 for Fenix, unless they run to some type of crazy stack or something, which there isn't one. But Pauly did get boosted in vent, so he might be able to catch someone off guard. That is a position they sometimes aren't necessarily keen on checking, but he just got hit by a nade. Now that they realize he's in the vents, Ellie is going to run in there and get the kill, and that is going to kick things off here as they are starting to kind of swarm through these vents in B lobby, and that may be where the bomb ends up.
Mark pushed into a corner, so that's an easy kill for Silent. Once again, MCE going to rotate through A main here as he tries to find Justin, but will fail to do so. And just like that, once again, all up to Whitmer, and Fenix takes another round to be expected. They've got they got that first pistol round as well as the 2 eco rounds of Incursion. Now is going to be that real test as we see Incursion get the rifles off for the first time. This is where they need to make their stand.
Yeah, not really enough money for Incursion to be able to get that op out on Whitmer, so they're going to have to go with the 5-rifle setup. And curious to see how they're going to play this. There's so many different ways you can play CT side. Cash, you can play really aggressive with 2 or 3 guys at mid and just play 1 in each bomb site. You can play really passive mid, just 1 mid, and kind of stack a bomb site with with other players. But you see Incursion initially 3 pressing, getting 1 inside the vents. It's going to be Pauly. He's going to be able to get some damage off and get inside the vent safely. I don't even know if they think that he's there, and he's able to step out and do a lot more damage as well. And Whitmer able to kind of trade here because of it. And I mean, Fenix are just getting plowed right now. Even their remaining players have low HP, but Silent did slip into the A-bomb site. He's just wreaking havoc at that highway. He's actually given his team back the advantage after kind of a sloppy mid-execute. Now it forces Mark in a 1 versus 2 situation to try to get Incursion's first round here, to try to get this opening gun round and try to establish some type of economy. Otherwise, they're looking to probably save next round and give Fenix that 5-0. So let's see if he can get in here and do this.
Mark sneaking up right now. Looks like he's going to go past that ladder. Just try to play on the site. Does not see Silent just yet, but is looking just towards him. But here comes Silent. Not sure if he saw him there. Didn't see him. Didn't see his right shoulder there. And now he's just going to be able to pop right out. Again, another easy kill being executed there for Silent. Silent going to take 3 kills with him that round. And Fenix win that first rifle round and bring it up to 4-0 now.
I'm surprised he didn't see him. I mean, I know obviously we have X-ray, but even without X-ray, you could actually see the outline of his body sticking out. Yeah. What res do you use? Do you use a 16.9 or a 16.10?
I'm on a 16.9 at the moment just because...
Yeah, so maybe he uses a 4.3 res and actually couldn't see that. Obviously, there's a little bit of a POV difference there between what ratio that you use, which is why there is somewhat of an advantage to using widescreen resolutions in CSGO for reasons like that. So maybe if he was using a 4.3, he probably didn't see it. Or maybe he just didn't notice it. He did see it, but and he just didn't notice it or something. Who knows?
Yeah, that angle specifically, I would have to say, if he didn't see him pop out at first, it kind of does blend in with the surroundings. So I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what happened there. Obviously, again, probably the 4-3 thing that was what ended up happening. But anyways, we get into the next round. Incursion, of course, here are actually going to lose 2 of their players at the start, putting Fenix in a good spot. Ely did take quite a large amount of damage, being brought down to 15 HP.
This flank coming in here from Ryan could be really big, but it looks like someone is watching. It'll be Justin. He'll get that kill, and that kind of kills the dreams of Incursion making anything happen this round. They should get cleaned up pretty quick, as Mark's the only guy left in a 1 versus 5 with 5 HP, a 5-7, and a dream. And that dream has been crushed, as Fenix is now up 5-0. So great start from Fenix, and you got to wonder if you're Incursion, if they're just in mumble right now, like, guys, are we really going to do this again? Is this going to happen to us again on Cash? But it's a little early for that. They're getting a double op set up out this round. That may catch Fenix off guard. That first time you see a double op look, you're not usually expecting it. I mean, sure, they probably think there's one on Whitmer, but they may not know about Ryan packing one. So this could kind of change things.
You can even take a look at the economies at this point here, too, from the guys on Fenix. They haven't really even been dying that much if you just take a look at the rounds. Most of the time, they've been surviving with 4+ people here, so they've got multiple people over 10K right now, and this is really Incursion. If anything, they just need to start putting a dent into the economy.
Yeah, we'll see. They are going to go ahead and split into the A-bomb site. Ryan posted up here at the forklift. We'll get the entry onto Ellie, but his teammate will fall, and so will he very rapidly, which means that Fenix has to 4-on-3 as they will get this bomb planted in the A-bomb site. Whitmer trying to retake here with the op from CT Spawn, jumping up on top of the E-box, just looking for some type of pick, but no one from Fenix is keen on peeking quite yet until Emung takes out Mark. And so now it's just going to be Pauly and Whitmer. Pauly trying to be sneaky here through the squeaky door. He may be able to catch an exit frag or two, but Whitmer's already backed off to save the op. And so, like I said, the best that Pauly can hope for is maybe an exit here or there, but otherwise it will be 6-0 Fenix. And like you said, no one's really dying on Fenix. Oh, is he really going to ninja defuse this?
I don't think he doesn't have a kit.
He sees a kit.
He doesn't have enough time for it though. He's gonna ninja this op away. Might be able to survive here now. Actually, I don't think he managed to grab that op, so he's gonna take an M4. I mean, if he had a kit, there was a chance for that, but didn't look like he managed to find that kit in time. So unfortunately, we'll still see Fenix take the round.
Yeah, another round where Fenix keeps 4 of their players, so no one really has to rebuy. So you see Silent already at 16K, Emung at over 14K. Roberts at that almost 9,000 mark there at 8,600. So their economy is great. It's going to be a couple of rounds that Incursion will have to string together in a row before they can really kind of put a dent in Fenix's economy. So Fenix in a great position right now. They're setting up once again for some type of A split.
See once again here, waiting to see where they go. Strayborn actually gets the first kill of the round as he's going to take down Whitmer, trying to hold just outside of B there, and unfortunately won't be able to do so as Pauly finally takes him out. Nice job here, just as we were going to see the guys on Fenix make their way into the A site. It is going to get nicely done here by MCE, though, as he takes out one. Justin finally able to take him out. Now we do have a bit of a scramble here as Incursion. They brought it down to a 3 versus 2. Both of the guys are on the A site here, so if they can move back and take it in, they might have a chance at this one, but once again, it's brought down to a 2 versus 2. One coming up the highway. If Silent looks towards that, he might be able to take out Pauly nice and easy here. Flash comes out. Ely's also very low here, too. Incursion might just have to go for it. Pauly there almost finds Silent, but Silent needs to get the plant down now. Now we just wait and see once again.
Yes, we do have Elise here at the forklift. He would step out and gets Pauly, but it's still going to be Mark up. He's sneaking into the site. He does get a kill. He taps the bomb. He's waiting for this terrorist to push him, but Ellie playing it smart here, not pressing in, trying to play the clock as best he can. He'll jump up top, and he'll find the headshot, and Fenix puts another point in the board, 7-0 right now. They're stringing them together nice and easy. And you just have to kind of wonder, I mean, Incursion, a lot of their strats are highly telegraphed, and so Incursion's able to get, you know, over rotations without really being punished. There's no fakes being thrown. The smokes being thrown outside A lobby, they're so easy to interpret. And I think they're just a bit too slow. I think they're giving Incursion way too much time to get rotates in. It seems like every time they hit a site, there's already 3 guys there with the 4th pretty close.
Yeah, this was part of the problem last night too. It occurred a little bit more on T side, but I think when the pressure first comes on from the guys on Incursion, they really just failed to find their marks when it comes to eliminating targets, and this is giving their opponent, whatever it may be, whether it was VV last night or Fenix tonight, it's given them the advantage just as the fights get started there, and unfortunately they don't really seem to have the will to recover it a lot of the time, which is just giving Fenix, once again, like we had last night, round after round.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is I don't understand why Incursion hasn't been more successful. Like I said, Fenix's strats are pretty well telegraphed. They're not throwing anything really fast. I mean, it's pretty slow. They have set smokes that are, you know, are thrown from way outside A. And Incursion, like I said, able to get 3 guys in the area and a 4th close, but they still can't win the exchanges when it comes to just the raw fragging. And also, on top of that, you know, they have a guy lurking, getting a pick on the other side of the map, trying to draw rotations, but he gets cleaned up immediately. And so they're not really able to do anything with the picks that they're getting. It's just it's kind of crazy.
Opening up this round will be Whitmer as well as Pauly getting 2 kills on the Fenix, but Pauly himself also gets taken out. Whitmer now will pick up a 2nd as he eliminates Ely. Now it's all down to Justin as well as Silent to try and make something happen. The bomb has also been dropped here too, sitting basically open in the middle. There's no one defending it though, it looks like, so they should be able to just run in there and grab that once again. And we're going to have to see what can happen as Silent unfortunately fails to make his mark just inside the B site. And now it's all up to Justin. Whitmer sitting inside the connector. If Whitmer can come out and find Justin here, this could be a quick end to the round and finally putting a point on the board for Incursion. However, we will see Whitmer miss that shot. And now Justin brings it down to a 1 versus 3, 40 seconds. He can still make something happen, but he's got to do it quick.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a 1 versus 3 right now. Going to be really tough to win, but he does have the bomb, and he only has 1 guy to kill in B before he can get in and at least get a bomb plant. That guy has already rotated off lower CT, so he just needs to catch the kill on Mark and then get in and plant. But I think that guy finally has rotated towards Heaven, so now it's going to be a bit more difficult. But if he can angle just right, the Heaven player won't be able to be a factor. If he can get this one-on-one against Mark, then he might be able to slip in here. He will get the kill on the Mark. The guy, Heaven, misses his shots. Justin able to react. He gets in. He'll be able to get the plant now. Actually, he fakes it. Tries to come out and get a kill, and that could have been real dangerous there. If he would have got that kill on the Ryan, he puts himself in a winnable 1 versus 1. But on the other hand, maybe a bit greedy, maybe just get the bomb plant, but they're not hurting for money. So that's probably the main driving force behind his decision, just to go for the win, when you know you have plenty of bank to buy up anyway, because of so many rounds won in a row and so many deaths that they didn't really get until now. So yeah, I mean, right there, Incursion just did better holding that initial mid control. So if they can keep that up, maybe they can, you know, work something out.
Finally, we do have Incursion on the board, so let's see if they can keep the ball rolling, as Fenix now going to go for basically a full A push at this point. 3 players stacking up and squeaking. They're going right for this as Silent opens up with a kill onto MCE. Ryan also going to get taken out here by Silent as he opens up with the first 2 kills. Whitmer and the rest are rotating around. Whitmer going to try to make something happen with this Deagle, not able to find his mark, however, and Pauly getting caught out there too. Not sure what Pauly was checking for, but is not going to find anything there, and will get shot in the back as it's now brought down to Mark, just Mark at this point. And while he will take Ely with him, at the end of the day, Fenix will still survive with 4 men left, and they'll take yet another round. Just a little bit of a blip there as Incursion stole that one from them, but they're getting right back to it.
I mean, the problem is Incursion lost so many guys in that round, even though they won, that they had to rebuy so much. Now their economy is once again in bad shape. And I mean, honestly, at this point, I feel like Incursion's just going to have to take a risk at some point to get around on CT side. Like I said, there's never been a time where Fenix has thrown set smokes and stuff at A and they haven't executed on it. So I think at that point, I mean, I know there has been times where they've stacked sites with 3, but maybe you just have to over-rotate even more. Try to get 4 guys right there or something. I don't really know. Obviously, this is a save round. That's probably going to be just easily won by Fenix. They already have pretty much chipped away at Incursion, so it should be a 9-1 coming up here in the next few seconds. But, I mean, Incursion is going to have to start taking some gambles. Either they're going to have to start over-rotating on these A executions, or they're just going to have to try something different. I mean, maybe smash mid harder, you know, may have more of a mid presence so you can quickly rotate to the sites, or get aggressive at B, you know, press into B and try to get a pick on someone inside the B lobby, or get aggressive at A lobby, you know, try to go for a pick there. Just do something different, because right now what they're doing is not getting them anywhere.
This is what worries me, though, about them is because I casted them last night, too, and we saw the same thing last night where they were just put in unwinnable positions so many times, and they tried all these different things. They tried to do so many different stuff. For the most part, when they would start off, it would be pretty straightforward, but as we got towards the middle and sort of ending parts of the halves, they would really just try anything they could to make stuff happen, but there wasn't really anything that actually worked for Incursion. So, especially now with us not seeing them perform on CT, which they did pretty well on yesterday, it really makes me worry about how the second half will go, if they even really get a chance to perform in that second half with the way this first half is going so far.
Yeah, I mean, they've only won one round, and that was just mostly because there was a round where they happened to catch a couple of picks at mid and got a man advantage and used those numbers throughout the rest of the round to close it out. But since then, and other than that, before and after, they haven't been able to do anything else. And so, like I said, maybe it's going to have to take, like I said, some over-rotating or some aggression here or there. Just something different. They are boosting a player inside Vince again this round, and they have 3 guys towards A, so they have, a slight stack, which is the majority of the takes have been over here at A, but we do see the set smokes being thrown by Fenix at A once again, and they do get somewhat of a rotation out of it. Not really. There's still 2 guys over towards B, and this is actually the first time I've really seen Fenix kind of fake, but they're not really faking. They're actually just splitting some forces off to highway, so just changing the points of attack here, and they're getting the majority of the picks once again. It's only MCE left in this area from Squeaky trying to hold things off, and he'll get taken out, and that rotation is cut as well. So, yeah, I mean, Fenix, overloading the A lobby, but then they rotate mid-late, and then they get those 2 guys up highway, and that's just been catching Incursion off guard.
I feel like we could be looking at something here, too, to the point where Incursion could possibly play something as to where we're seeing these smoke plays happen time after time again from Fenix, and I think Fenix is getting aggressive to the point where they're willing to push through any enemy smokes that may be set up, so really just try to play those angles and hope again that they're able to find something by playing a bit of a risky position, because that Fenix has that kind of aggressiveness now. With them leading by 9 rounds, they're going to want to take risks, they're going to want to do plays they wouldn't normally do otherwise, and if Incursion can kind of realize that and try to play their own aggressive game here, they might be able to find a couple rounds against Fenix due to that.
Yeah, like I said, they need to do something because the majority of the time just been very passive on CT side, just kind of playing back in CT connector, kind of giving up mid for the most part. I know they've had 1 or 2 rounds where they've kind of pressed a couple of numbers mid or boosted someone Vince to try to have some presence there, but outside of that, they've typically been pretty passive, except for eco rounds when they start pressing through and trying to get stuff. So, I mean, I just feel like either A, like I said, they need to just over-rotate. As soon as they start seeing smokes on the side, they just need to gamble and just over-rotate and then hope that they can just get a lot of numbers there and hold off the execution. Or they just need to push something, as a team and try to get some trades and just kind of break down Phoenix, because Phoenix has all the time in the world to set up whatever they want. Try to disrupt that or something like that, because this passive play is not cutting it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, again, Fenix taking a couple more rounds here. They're going to be up 11-1, now 10 rounds ahead of Incursion, and with only a few rounds left here in the first half, what's left for Incursion to do? They need to get themselves back. And again, with us looking at possibly an even weaker T side, there doesn't really leave much room left for Incursion. They're going to have to pull out a miracle here to make a comeback happen here on map number 1. Getting right to the action, though. Straybor still able to find Mark. Mark had the superior angle. Ely as well, also going to find a kill as he takes out Ryan with a headshot. And just like that, again, we're brought into an advantage scenario for Fenix.
Yeah, that's rough that he wasn't able to get that kill. I mean, he did get Silent down to 9 HP, so it was pretty close, but, you got to rough it. Roberts gets a kill on the Poly. Poly gets lost. I don't know what happened there, but Whitmer has rotated with the op. He gets the bomb down temporarily, but it's still a 2 versus 4, heavily in favor of Phoenix, as they will be able to get this bomb inside the B bomb site. Now, Whitmer is at heaven. He's looking for picks, but can't really find a shot that he can hit. Finally finds one on Justin, who gets a little bit over-eager, boosting on the main part of the site there. And so it will just be now a 2 versus 3. Whitmer still looking for outshots. Meanwhile, MCE tried to slip through Vince, but got caught. And now, I mean, Whitmer is just forced to fall back and save this op, and Phoenix, crosses another T, dots another I, and finds himself at a 12-1 scoreline. So, man, this game is just, it's rough for Incursion. They're just getting destroyed.
We're still trying to go over those aggressive peaks there with the op. We'll be able to find one more exit frag here against the guys, but unfortunately it looks like we're going to have Ely popping up behind him maybe in just a second if he wants to jump out there, but not sure if he's going to want to take that risk yet. Has some second thoughts on that. He'll fall back, and then Roberts along with Ely will both be able to take their weapons into the next round here as Fenix just continues to roll ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's hard to really pinpoint where Incursion has gone wrong, other than the fact that I feel like they haven't made any adjustments to their style of play on CT side enough to make any type of drastic difference or give Phoenix a different look into what they're attacking into. I mean, I have to say that Fenix is very coordinated. I mean, their smokes and flashes are well timed. They understand what they're doing very well. And oh my goodness.
Ollie.
And little awkward things like that just keep happening to Incursion all across the map. You see Ryan trying to make a play with the 5-7. He gets a couple, but it's just not enough. They have a 3 versus 1 in this 14th round, and you know, Mark is just going to have to hope for a miracle here. Not even going to be able to find that initial kill mid. So 13-1 for Fenix. And it's 1 round better than what we saw from them yesterday on Cash, but other than that, it's
nearly enough. Yeah, not going to be nearly enough to take the actual match.
Let's look at some positives. They've doubled their rounds from yesterday already.
It's not a double in that case. It's like an infinity times increase, because I mean, 0 times 2 is still 0. So
listen, don't math me.
They've broken the laws of mathematics here in terms of increasing their rounds.
I actually have a funny math story from today. Maybe if I have time to tell it, I'll tell it on stream if we have time. It was a good one today.
So here we go. Once again, we're going to have some action inside. Emong will be able to score the first kill as he takes out Pauly, bringing it down to a 4 versus 5. Guys on Incursion still look like we might end up seeing MCE pop through into the garage, but not actually going to be able to do that. And now, once again here, some strange slow play from Fenix as they're going to try to switch things up and go for B. MCE's got a chance to make something happen here. Misses that first frag, but is able to find a second one. Almost takes out Justin, but still Justin will get that kill onto MC to end that round, end the half. Absolutely beautifully here for Fenix as they will take a 14-1 lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to see Incursion coming back from this. I mean, obviously, if they lose Pistol, it's all over. If they win Pistol and they get to 14-4, I still find it hard to believe that Fenix won't eventually find a couple of rounds throughout the half to put this one away. Especially since, I mean, this map, while not, you know, terribly CT skewed, is typically still a little bit CT favored, and so that adds on top of it as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. This would be a crazy comeback from Incursion.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that based on the way we saw them play yesterday, I think it's safe to say that Incursion's gonna drop this map. I mean, 14-1 should be enough to say that, but especially considering that we had the 16-0 yesterday mainly based on the fact that Incursion started on T side. So I think the biggest thing here for Incursion to do is to not get upset over this first loss. Just sit back, get a nice reset, take confidence in the fact that they did win on Mirage yesterday and focus on that next map, because if anything, that's where they played their best yesterday, and I think that's where they need to direct most of their attention to. On Cobble, really anything can happen because it's Cobble.
Yeah.
So like, don't worry about that too much, but just right now, sit back, reset yourselves on the comms, don't get too mad at each other, and focus on Mirage. That's where the intention needs to come in, and that, in my opinion, is where they have their best bet.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to try to go for the comeback, but if you lose Pistol, then I would just mentally check out of this map and just go ahead and start thinking about Mirage maybe. But if they can get, like, you know, the Pistol and follow it up and not get ecoed and get to 14-4, you know, go for the, you know, the comeback up until, you know, you realize that it's probably just not going to cut it, and then, like you said, don't get too, you know, crushed about it. See, I think the problem is here, though, is that I think when we were looking at this veto phase and we saw Fenix pick Cash, I think we saw a very clear advantage for Fenix on Cash. I mean, in all honesty, just based on how poor we had saw Incursion play the map, and even when they've won the map in this tournament, it wasn't like crazy special or anything like that. It was kind of just grindy type wins. So I think we could kind of look at it and say, okay, Fenix probably has a pretty clear advantage on Cash based on what we've seen in this tournament. But I can't say that about Mirage in favor of Incursion, as Mirage was Incursion's pick. I don't see a clear advantage there. I think both teams have demonstrated kind of mixed results on Mirage throughout the tournament, and so I'm not really necessarily certain that there's a big advantage there for Incursion either.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. It's just that, like, I think there's obviously a much bigger chance for Incursion.
Oh yeah, no
when
doubt.
you compare it to Cash. That's the
Right
big
on,
thing
yeah.
for them. Like, coming into this matchup, based on my analysis, Incursion was the underdog here. So Incursion is going to be kind of disadvantaged on the first map, but I think things are a lot more even on Mirage, and that's where the attention needs to be drawn. They got lucky there too with that third map pick and it being one of those kind of newer maps that really not a lot of these mid-tier North American teams have a super high advantage on, and they don't have a lot of practice on. So again, really anything can happen there, but thankfully they did get Mirage for their second pick rather. But anyway, we're getting into the round here, and Incursion starting off quite well as they've already gotten 3 frags.
Yeah, really good nades out of Incursion on their entries into the bomb side, just kind of being able to stack some guys and do a lot of damage. And it looks like they might get a flawless victory out of this unless Silent's able to pick someone off with this P2K. Didn't get pushed here by Whitmer inside CT spawn, trying to step out and get a frag here, but Whitmer's doing the majority of the damage. He'll actually pull out the knife, and so that ensures Silent gets at least one frag out of the deal. But it will be Incursion who does put the round away. So 2-14 now. They're able to get their Galeals and Tech 9s and things of that nature. So, like I said, 4-14 now, pretty likely. Although we do see Fenix picking up the scout on Silent, and they got 5-7s on 3 of their other players. So this is like that typical second-round buy from CT side, and you know that scout can be very dangerous. So I wouldn't count Fenix out of this round, but if you're Incursion, this is a must-win, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So now we're going to see once again here what the guys on Incursion are able to pull off. Going to take a bit of a slower approach. Are going to use that boost spawn once again as they're going to have one of their players jumping up. Won't be able to find anything from it yet just yet, but oh my goodness, Silent pops around the corner and immediately gets a kill on a volley here. Beautiful shot from Silent.
Stack lockers, 2 lockers. I don't think Whitmer will ever expect this.
Yeah, he most certainly will, as Justin makes quick work of Whitmer to take him down. The guys on Fenix are getting themselves right back into the thick of it now as MCE is going to try to take out Emong. Won't go too successfully as Emong is able to retreat back inside the connector. And now once again, these guys need to make a move very quickly as they're down 3v5. They've got to make something happen as they play a minute on the clock.
They're never going to expect Roberts to be here. What a crazy good bait setup. And oh, he's so patient to take that shot.
Knows they're falling back, though, so able to take down MCE. And again, this is like, man, this is like Predator. They're just taking him out one by one.
Yeah, what patient play from Roberts, and what a good just bait set up there inside the lockers as well. It means that Fenix actually has now a 3 versus 2 situation. That bomb needs to make a decision here. There's not a whole lot of time left to be had, the double back and forth, so they are going to bring that bomb through all the way to the B bomb side. There is 1 player checkers, and 1 has already rotated lower CT, and there's that scout, and Silent finds himself the 2nd frag of the round, and he'll get the 3rd. And man, that scout 5-7, but like I said, that scout can be very dangerous with that movement accuracy, and it puts Fenix at match point actually. So at this point, I think it's all but over on this map at least.
Yeah, unfortunately, Incursion not going to be able to get a lot of buys out onto the board here either. We're seeing minimal ones at best, couple nades. We got some head armor coming out from these guys, and mostly Tech 9s. So 1 Deagle will come out from Whitmer. Whitmer actually has made some nice plays with the Deagle in the past, but I don't think it's going to be enough to carry his team here through like 13 straight rounds. So probably going to be looking at Fenix taking, if not here, in the next few rounds, and should be able to take the first map. And it looks like that's going to be the case, says Silent there. Takes at least 2 with him. Emong is going to be able to take another one. And now we've got the rest of the guys from Fenix on their way to the site here as well. There you have it.
MCE seems very angry.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely
if you scream inside the game, but
I don't have the voice comms on it.
Oh, I do,
so.
And I leave them on because sometimes they can be telling at least of someone's morale or something like that. And he was very furious and yelling, which I can understand that. They just got completely wrecked, so they're obviously not going to be happy. We are going over to the second map, which will be Mirage. And, you know, this is Incursion's last chance. They need to win this to force the map 3. They need that to have a chance to qualify for a pro spot for Season 7 Pro League. Of course, VVV has already made it through the upper bracket for a Pro League spot, so they're already locked in for next season. But, you know, these 2 teams are duking it out for that final slot for CEVO-P and MLG Pro League for Season 7. And, you know, Fenix already has that 1 map advantage, so just needs to put 1 more away to knock Incursion out. And that was a very convincing win on Cash for sure. But like we said, I mean, while this map may not be a clear advantage for Incursion, they have a better chance on it, obviously, than Cash. Yeah. So this hopefully will be a much better game.
The big thing I'm worried about is the tilt on Incursion's side is, again, again, like you just played last night. I don't know if they play any matches on ESEA or anything since then, but I would highly doubt it. But, I mean, you look at that, you've just lost 2 competitive games in a row here, both of them at, like, their best one was 16-2, and the one before that was 16-0. So the comms and the overall demeanor on Incursion cannot be good right now. I think that's the biggest thing heading onto this map is they just really need to get that reset and refocus themselves. Otherwise, I feel like that might really just be working against them, and we might just see more sloppy play from them, which could unfortunately give this one to Fenix as well. Yeah,
this could very, you know, quickly be a quick best of 3. I mean, a 2-0 for Fenix if Incursion can't get past that mental status that they might have been put in from that really big loss last map. They just I don't know. On their CT side, they didn't really seem to make really proper adjustments. In the meantime, Phoenix, had good timings. They had good coordination. They definitely knew their smokes and flashes and when to peak and time their peaks and how to trade effectively. Whereas it seemed like Incursion just wasn't adjusting to those executions very well. They weren't really changing up their style. They weren't giving Phoenix different looks. They just, they didn't look like they were really having any good shot calling taking place there on that CT side. They just looked kind of lost.
Yeah.
So unless they can find themselves here on Mirage, which is their map